Man, I ain't gonna lie. Our opening song, uh, anthem, and the closing anthem is hot. I was thinking about changing it, boy, but it sets the mood, it sets the tone. Team No Sleep in the building. James Hicks here. Don't worry about me. That's Montel Allen, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, look like you've been working hard for the money.
Nah, man, got to. Ain't got no choice.
Like you've been working hard for the money. Listen, man. Listen. Let's go ahead and get into it because we want to be cognizant of everybody's time. Mama's in the kitchen and she got some good stuff cooking, so I'm not gonna keep that waiting for too long, right?
Oh,
But
got you, man.
you know, okay, I'm gonna leave it like that, right? And then we'll get
Yeah.
on to what we got to get to. Uh,
Absolutely.
some couple of stories we want to get into. I saw one just not too long ago about what's the boy's name? And now I forgot his name. The kicker for the other dude with all the allegations.
Oh, from the one from
Tucker.
Baltimore, from the Ravens,
Yeah,
from the Ravens.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, so back in the news with him. We're not gonna go deep into it, but I saw a story. You know, his wife is coming to his defense.
Okay.
So shouts out to
Good.
that. You know, my mama, she looking out for him, but I don't know. Again, when
She
you
want
got
them checks to
16
keep
of them,
coming in, man.
when you got 16, 17 of them, who knows what's going to happen? I want to
And
say, go ahead.
there's this talk on that. Remember, we talked about the story from the young man from San Diego State years
Yes,
ago. Remember,
yes, yes.
from
Because
that one.
I think you knew him, or you again,
Yeah, I
it's so
know.
close
I
to
met
your
him a couple
area.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the way to where we're at now,
Mm-hmm.
which is crazy.
I'm telling you, man, we breaking news that folks don't want to talk about. You know, these uncomfortable conversations that you keep talking about, and
Yeah.
it's not going to be on ESPN page 1 or page 2 or wherever else. But we're gonna talk about it, and here we go. Multiple athletes getting caught up in the same situation. Some of
Mm-hmm.
the allegations are coming out to be true, and some are coming out to be false. But nobody's winning, regardless of the
Yeah.
story. Nobody's winning, man, because families are
Yeah.
being torn apart. So I
Yeah.
don't know. We'll keep watching. We'll see.
Absolutely. Continue,
Uh,
please.
well, I'm just gonna say I see people in the building. See Mr. Starks in the building. I see Senior in the building. So you know it's an official show, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, before I let you go, I wanted to chime in and just say, man, I saw what's his name, Gene Hackman. You see, I mean, goodness gracious, you see the story about Gene Hackman?
Yeah, I caught I know his dog and his wife
Lord have
found
mercy. The
dead, right?
man, his dog, and his wife,
He died too.
all three of them,
Oh wow! I just caught a good glimpse. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but yeah, man, that's
in the house,
crazy.
thinking that it was initial investigation. So I thought, and again, I'm not going to be a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but I thought it was kind of a homicide, something that they did to themselves. But it
Hmm.
seems like it may be carbon monoxide.
Yes, that's what I read too.
Man,
Yeah,
folks, don't ignore that chirping on the smoke
hey,
detector and the carbon
change those
monoxide
batteries.
detector. Man,
Hey, change them batteries, man.
go get
Please
them
change
9
those
volts. Man. I don't want to
batteries.
know. See, okay, here we laughing. Here we bringing the
No,
plane
no,
in
I'm
again.
not.
See,
I'm not.
there we go again with me bringing the plane in. Okay.
I don't think it's laughing at the situation because the situation is sad all the way around. I mean, people lost their lives, and that's a whole terrible thing.
Yeah.
I think the part that we laugh about is like the simple things that we're supposed to take care of, we ignore. We
Yeah,
do. The
that's
simple things
true.
we're supposed to take care of, we ignore.
Yeah.
And then a situation like this has to wake us up, which is sad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate, man. I mean, I was thinking about all of the Gene Hackman movies and everything. You know, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. So, but that's, you know, prayers to all of his extended family and her extended family as well. John saying
Absolutely.
2 of the 3 dogs are alive. So somebody in the Hackman household is still living. So that's we'll take that. I
Hmm.
saw the story that Popovich, Coach Pop,
Yeah.
you know, went back to the facility today, hung out with the team, hung out with the squad during practice. But you know, after that stroke, he you know announced that he's not coming back this season. So he's done. He's done.
Yeah. Yeah. And rightfully so. He needs to take care of himself, right? Every person needs to take care of themselves first. And with him especially in this stressful job that he has.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Pop been a long time. Pop been great for a long time.
Pop already
Been
in the
great
Hall
for
of
a
Fame,
long.
right?
Yeah, he been
Right,
great
and
for a
he's still
long
coaching.
time.
He already in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So I think, you know, great for him to take time off, spend time with his family, get his health right, and then make the decision, does he want to come back or not, right? Because he don't have to come back if he doesn't want to. He just enjoys coaching. So he's got a
We
great
want
squad,
we
great young
okay.
squad too.
Yeah, so
Great
let me
young
go right.
squad
Let me
too.
let me ask you that because we want him to come back just because we selfish, right? Because we fans and we know how he works with the players and we know his longevity. But should Pop come back?
No, in my opinion.
Hmm.
He's accomplished everything he needs to accomplish in the sport. He's doing it for the love right now. And, you know, your health is better than the love of a sport any day, all day, every day.
At 76 years old, you think that he's done all that he needs to do, and I'm in agreement with
Oh,
you.
yeah.
But again, like
Yes,
I said, being
absolutely.
selfish, we want him to come back and do some more things with Wemby, do some more things with the squad,
Mm.
right? But
Yeah.
okay, I agree with
Yeah. Pops done it all.
you.
You know, he didn't done it all, man. Pops done it all. He didn't accomplish everything you need to accomplish under the circle. So I wish him the very, very best. I wish him speedy recovery with his health.
Mm-hmm.
I know the team's not where he wants it to be. I know everyone thought they could make a run for the playoffs this year and be there, but they're just so young. They got to figure it out. And I know he wants to be able to, relive that Tim Duncan, man.
Yeah,
He got his
yeah,
little piece now. He got all these good players around him. It's moving all in the right direction, and then he gets, then his health. He has his health scare. I, I feel him, but man, take care of yourself. You gotta take care of yourself.
gotta take it easy. And I love it. I'm watching it right now. I'm loving how we are talking about the story and it's coming across like the breaking news for like major networks. So there it is right there. So
Yes, sir.
that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Montel, let me give you some advice, and we can share this with the youngsters out there. We can share this with all the men. If you married, don't mess around and mess around, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna get found out, and there's gonna be audio, there's gonna be video in this 2025 state, and Mr. Steve Smith Sr. has been caught up in a situation with, I think the young lady was a band member for the Panthers. I think she was a band member for the Panthers, but when come to find out, her husband found out that Steve Smith was having an affair with his wife. Called him, literally called him, not just sent him an email or a voicemail. Called the man and had the man on the phone and called him to task on it. All Steve Smith said, I think he said, I'm sorry.
I mean, what can you say?
Steve got a wife, he got kids, and possibly a child with this young lady.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't do it. Gentlemen, don't do it. Just don't do it.
First of all, I mean, I'm never gonna say right is right. That's
Mm-hmm.
he's wrong what he's did. But this day and age of social media, I mean, that's the
Mm-hmm.
situation that should be dealt between those two, that family and that family. That man and that man, that woman and that man. It shouldn't be aired out as dirty laundry. Because not
It's
only
all
now,
over Twitter. I'm gonna
yeah,
call it Twitter. I'm not gonna call
and
it X.
memes,
That's who
I
I
see
am.
memes making jokes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because now it affects the livelihood, not just the family of itself and the stability, but now it starts to affect the livelihood because he possibly can lose his job over this,
True.
over something that two consenting adults did. Not it wasn't like he did someone that wasn't a willing participant. Two consenting adults did something, and now they aired all over all over the internet, and now it's dirty laundry, and now it's going to affect his entire livelihood.
Mm-hmm. So
That's the part that's disturbing.
again, you think about we're not saying that is right. What they
No.
did because they're bonded and it's one of those till death do us part. They jump the broom, or, whatever
Mhm.
they do when they get married, that kind of thing. But if they did that, you're right. But now it's out there in these streets. Now the man is calling Steve Smith, posting it out on Twitter, and he's got the audio and the video, and all Steve can say is "I'm sorry," and it's messy, man. Especially,
It's messy,
I
and
think.
like I said, You're destroying livelihood, man.
That's
You're
what
not
that's where I
just
was going to go right now, because you and
yeah,
I think about it from the parent perspective. I think, right? Now you
yeah.
got kids involved, right? Now you
Well, you got
don't.
kids involved. I'm assuming you got the person that's the main provider financially is now in involved, and now his
Mm.
is in jeopardy, right? So not only is he paying for his family, his wife, and his kids that he has with his wife, but he has possibly going to have to be paying for a child to come just coming into this world, and possibly lose his job at the same time.
NFL Network not going to take that. Well,
Yeah, they don't
hold
they
on.
don't
Well,
really take all.
pause on that
He's
statement
CBS
right
over.
there. Yeah. That's I mean, NFL. We'll talk about football in and of itself, but that network may not allow something like this to happen.
Nah, so
It's not a good look.
now now it's just bad look, man, all the way
Mm-hmm.
around, man. I hope they all figure this out together because things do happen in the adult world that that's adults' business, private
Mm.
business, not the world's business.
Come on,
Uh,
come on.
and I hope he's able to have that they can have that conversation and hash it out. No, by no means am I condoning what he did or saying it's right. I'm just saying even when it's wrong, sometimes business needs to stay behind closed doors and they need to take care of it that way and handle it behind closed doors. I don't think you need to be blasting this out all on Twitter and all that stuff. And I know
Nah, yeah.
the husband probably did out of anger and jealousy or
Oh yeah.
whatever
Oh yeah.
the situation. But now your anger and all that. I mean, there's another mouth that's got to be fed. That's coming together. When he divorced his wife, if he divorced, I mean, you got to think of the bad part of everything. Let's say the man divorces his wife because she had an affair with Steve Smith. Okay,
Yeah.
boom. Now she's got to take care of their kids together, and somebody's got to
Mm.
pay for that child support. Now, new baby coming, that's got to pay for that. Now you got to go through the whole ugly divorce thing, right? Which costs money all the way around. Same thing, vice versa on Steve Smith's side. Probably happens all the way around. We have all this going on now, and also now he's in a situation where he may lose his job. You also got in a situation where he's going to come out of pockets. You just got a lot of messiness is going to go on all throughout this whole thing, which I think maybe could have still happened, but quietly out of the
Mm.
media. He doesn't lose his job, moves forth, and life goes on like we used to do back in the olden days. Uh,
Life was
the
so
golden
easier
days, let's just
before the
say,
internet, boy. Before the internet,
yeah.
man.
Now, man, that's a bad situation, man. Steve Smith seems like a good dude. I've never met him before, but he seems like a really good dude on the camera. Um, I hope he, gets his way out. But I don't feel sorry for him. But I'm just saying,
No,
hope he
no,
meshes his way through this,
no.
navigates his way
You
through
walked
this.
into it, right? You walked
Yeah,
into it, brother. So you can wipe your shoes off because you didn't already
yeah.
walked
Just go
into
on
it.
and deal with it, man. Knock that on
So,
out.
that's that. We'll see what happens with that. The reason I mentioned folks about the NFL, and listen, y'all got questions, holla at us, let us know as well. We got only a couple more stories that we're gonna get into because we gonna keep it moving tonight. Let's see. Marvin says someone wanted him out of this position at the network. This was the only way to get him out.
Mm,
Mm.
that's
That's an interesting
tasteful.
statement in today's day and time. Right. But
With,
we'll see. Um, oh, Lord, see, there you go again. DEA, the DEI, CIA. Every time we start talking about somebody, my tail screen go. Yeah. Watch our show in April when we doing taxes. It's his show. Okay, his screen gonna
oh
go
yeah,
on too.
exactly. They'll be all over it then. Nah, man, it's just his situation is ugly. And that statement that he said right there, not saying that. Put it this way, that could have happened.
Yes.
Someone in that station could have made it like, let's leak the story, let's get it on out there and do all that stuff to make sure they get him fired. So, before you would think, oh, that's a conspiracy theory thought. Nah, that's it. That actually could have happened. So I don't know. Like I said, I hope the brother Steve Smith, I hope he works it all out. Hope he gets it all straightened out. But he about to go through some murky waters for a
Ooh,
minute
it's
before he
it's gonna be
before
cold
they
in that
before
house.
he,
Both houses. He can't go
yeah,
to
yeah, it's
nobody's
gonna
house.
be cold, man.
He can't go to
Yeah.
nobody's house. I tell you what. So again, the reason I was talking about the NFL because it's a real interesting situation happened with the NFL, and we just saw this story come by a minute ago. Um, seems like all is fair and love and war, and emails that you sent talking madness about people. We don't care anymore. John Gruden going back into the Ring of Honor for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. John Gruden said a whole. If y'all don't know, look back at the story. John Gruden talked a whole lot of madness back in the day about people. Talked a whole lot of madness and was not. John Gruden, not a good dude. I'm going to put it that way, John Gruden. But no, you know what? Now that we got a different administration in place and things are all upside down, say what you want kind of thing, and it's no longer subjective, it's all objective now, right? It's out in your face. Oh no, we're gonna bring John Gruden and put him back in the Ring of Honor. Your thoughts on this?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers need to be ashamed of themselves. For real. Racist guy said a bunch of racist statements about a bunch of people, a bunch of sexist statements on email, so it's documented.
Documented, brother.
And you're going to bring this person back after he was ostracized out of the league. Now you're going to bring him back. For what reason? Why? Bringing John Gruden in the Ring of Honor is not going to make them sell any more or any less tickets.
Maybe less.
Doesn't do anything. Maybe less.
Maybe less.
Not. But I told you years ago, Gruden would be back in the league.
You did tell me
Remember
that.
when we first went out
I
there?
thought you were
He'll be
crazy.
back in the league.
Yeah, I thought you were
He's
crazy.
going to be back in the league soon. He's going to be back in the league sooner or later. He's going to be back in the league because that's what the league wants. They can slap racism in front of our faces now, and they doesn't care. They'll watch that. And it's funny. This is the funny part about it. Just kind of when I seen this, I was like, damn. So he gets back in the Ring of Honor for saying what he said, and yet Colin Kaepernick is still ostracized by the league or casted out by the league for taking a knee on what was right.
Yeah.
What
I don't
Gruden did
understand.
was all wrong. Was all wrong. Intention was all wrong. Colin Kaepernick took a knee for what was right. And the players that took a knee along with him was right. The fact that he didn't want to stand up for the national anthem and kneel to it based on we want to get gun control and stop police violence, 100% right. Lee didn't even want to embrace it. They didn't even want to hear it. They thought he was just being disrespectful. Comes out to find he was right on everything he was saying, what he wanted to do. This man on email calling us monkeys, the N-word, talking about women in every which way you can talk about them.
He didn't just talk about us. It wasn't just us. So yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
he talking about
He
women
was
when he
equal
was
opportunity with his with hate
he was
speech.
taking a lot of stabs, a lot of people on emails, and yet at least the owner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers says we still want to honor him. We in
That's
this
so disrespectful. That's so disrespectful.
Yeah, just slapping us in the face.
So will you cheer for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? I mean, Mike Evans is a bad man. Right? I mean, for me, I always cheer for the the individual player, individual coach, the underdog, the story, that kind of thing. I liked at the end of the season that Mike Evans got his bonus for his number of receptions.
Yeah.
So I like that kind of thing. I don't know if I'm gonna be watching too many.
I think it's a bigger picture than that.
Come on. That's what I want to get into. I was actually setting you up. I was setting it up.
It's all good. I believe that a lot of us work for racist people.
Let's talk about that.
A lot of us, not just football players, not basketball players. A lot of us work for racist people. They just have a better way of hiding it. And they in the football in the world of sports, I think it's just hitting a little bit because they want to be somewhat politically correct and get people that have good personalities. But we work with a bunch of sexist and racist people. Period. On daily jobs, all the way from McDonald's, all the way up to the corporates of Google, all the way across to any sports world, and all the way up into the president of the United States. There are racist people.
So what do we do about that? I mean, what's the call to action? I guess that we could do. Is it that we no longer participate with our dollars, or what do you think?
You can't say you can't participate with your dollars because you're making dollars from them. You're getting paid from those people. So you can't say, yeah, I just take away my dollars. We're getting paid by those people. We really do, and I appreciate Magic Johnson and the Michael Jordans of the world, where they're trying to do ownership. The Jay-Z of the world is trying to get ownership to make change within those things. But all those leagues took 100 years to build this way. We're still on ground zero, trying to get to level 1 to start to build our own. So the answer to NSL, we just got to start building our own. With everything else, businesses, we got to build our own. And when we build it, we have to support it as people of color. That's the key. If we can build it and support it with our dollars, then that starts to make the power shift to change. Will it end the racism? No.
Mm.
It won't end the ideology of racism. Someone doesn't like us for the color of our skin instead of for our character and from our brain power, what we could bring to the table. There's nothing we can do about it. And we're seeing the problem why people are so shocked is now we're just seeing it more and more on camera.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
True.
it's been there forever.
Mm.
It's been there forever. And I'm not going to exclude just as racism, white versus everybody else. We have people of color that are racist against other people of color, and that are racist against white.
Yeah.
It goes the full spectrum. And what we label as racism is somebody that withholds somebody based on their skin color or their race or religion. And we have a lot of that.
And again, it's no longer behind the curtain. It's right up in front of us, right? It's no longer subjective, it's objective. It's again, if Gruden can get back into the ring of honor after everything he said, wrote, and communicated.
You speaking small potatoes. If that dude can become the president again after what he said and what he did and been charged with, that tells you where we are right now. That's that's where we're at. Gruden is nothing. He's small potatoes compared to that dude.
Truth. That's true.
So we're in the state of America where they think it's okay to be that way and act that way, talk that way, and feel that way. Okay. We have to just endure. I mean, we endured hundreds of years of slavery. We can endure another 4 years of ignorance, I believe, in my opinion. We just got to be able to pick our battles and just maneuver our way through what we have to do. That's just my personal opinion.
Every time we build our own, they burn it down. It's hard to win. A lot of truth in that statement right there.
That was 100% facts. But you know what? That can't stop us from building.
It's tough though, man. Right? I mean, every single day is tough out here in these streets.
It's a struggle. It's a definitely struggle amongst us as a people and just us as individuals. It's a struggle. Yeah. But I mean, just like we can't let our kids down, we can't stop fighting the battle. We lost the war. I mean, we're losing the battles, but in some ways we're winning a little bit of the war. I mean, we are on TV now. Me and you are able to do podcasts now.
Yeah.
And we're able to do
tell these
stories and speak freely where before we weren't. So, I'm not a Martin Luther King guy. I'm more of a Malcolm X guy.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean, I believe in the eye for eye and all those types of things, but we just got to pick our battles and move strategically when it comes to those types of things, and especially with our race, man. I'm a firm believer the Equalizer's education, and they somehow keep bamboozling us not to get educated. They keep giving us all these reasons not to get educated. They make it so expensive where people feel it's hard not to get educated. I'm gonna tell anybody out there and everybody wants, if it's a loan that you have to take for your education, that is not a debt. That is an investment in yourself. That's an investment in your kids. When you have to take a student loan on that, quit looking at it as debt and start looking at it as that's an investment in your kids to be successful in this world, to have opportunities and choices. And the more educated you are, the more opportunities and choices you get. That's the reality of it.
That's true.
When you're uneducated, you limit your choices. When you want to be the cool guy and walk around at night and choose not to go to college, that's your choice. And people say, "Oh, go to trade school." Go to trade school. But I'm telling you right now, they're working on ways for trades to be obsolete so computers can do them. They're making where you don't even pet. It's a dog. It's a robot dog. It's not even a real dog no more.
Bro,
they're making things work.
I saw a story 2 days ago. There was a robot, and again, we're both in technology. So, folks, if you didn't know that, me and Montel are both in the technology field. I saw a robot that was out there farming and cutting down wheat.
Yeah.
Right out there doing the nasty work, and out there had a computer out there doing it for someone else. Didn't need a lunch break. Didn't need a paycheck.
I'll do a quick story. So I ran into a young man that said he didn't want to go to college. He's going to go get a trade. He wants to be a mechanic. Beautiful career. I said, well, how long do you think that's going to sustain? And he was like, what do you mean? I said, well, the initiative is that everybody have an electric car by the year 2030. They're trying to obsolete cars. So what are you going to work on? You can only work on an electric car if you have a computer degree, because those are those are engineers that design those, not a guy with a wrench and some parts no more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you'll be able to put some stuff together, but bottom line, it's more of a computer based than it is anything else. So I said, if you don't go to school to get your computer degree, you'll be obsolete in the next 8 years. You'll only be to work on vintage, and I'm telling you right now, there's only so many of those going around.
And those
So
folks don't
again,
want anybody else working on their old
yeah,
school
yeah, yeah,
rides
yeah,
anyway.
man.
You're right.
I'm like, education is our equalizer, and in our communities, black and brown, they deter us from getting educated. Whether it's too expensive, whether it's too much work, whether they try to put you in an IEP when you're young, you too hyper, you can't
Mm.
learn. Whatever they try to do and labeling you and typecast you as, they deter us from going to get an education. Where regardless of the recession or a big boom, guess what? Caucasians and others are going to school and they can continue to flirt. Where us, we're going in waves and pockets where we may go up a little bit and go down, and go up a little bit and go down. We need to really, I think, in my opinion, we need to fix that in our communities. Our kids need to go to college.
I
They
agree.
need, not they should, they need to go to college.
Yeah, no, I agree wholeheartedly with that. And it's interesting that we pivoted into that discussion off of this Gruden Ring of Honor topic, because in a way it's related. I think some kind of weird way
Yeah.
I think is related, because again those within this, those at the table get to make that decision,
Yes.
right? And if we don't elevate ourselves, if we don't get the knowledge, if we don't better ourselves continually, don't get content in what you have right now. You got an degree, go get that BS. You got that
Yeah.
BS, go get that math, right? And diversify.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Again, we're not trying to be on our soapboxes here, folks. But I mean, these are the kind of things. And with 47 sitting in at 1600, this is the kind of thing that is now again less subjective, more objective out there in these streets, out in the public. So,
Well, you
mm,
remember what they used to say? Remember, you graduate from high school, go out there and get a job and do those things. Those are great. Now to get into playing game, you got to have an undergrad degree, a BA or BS. A kind of makes it, but doesn't make it really. So you need to have a BA or BS, and then beyond that, if you want to get competitive and get into the management and the senior leadership, got to have that master's. So, and I'm, you can that working for a company for 30 years. And everybody knows the story. A man works for a company for 30 years, and then some young buck comes in and gets the management position over him, because the people that are the apex feel that education topples your experience. I mean, I'm not making none of this up. This ain't just my opinion. These things that factually happen. So I think us as a people, we really need to understand and demand of our children to go to school. No more ask, no more, hey, it's your choice. No, you need to go to school. And we need to figure out a way for you to go to school so you could be competitive in the market and have more choices. Period.
yeah,
That's the
I will
bottom line.
even say this, and I'm not going to put either your or my business out there in these streets, but even us in our somewhat seasoned state, right, where we are with our companies, things that we do, we're still continuing to look at books. We're still
Yeah.
continuing to train and
Bro,
educate and try to get just a little bit. Oh, he gonna get a book. Lord have mercy. He about to pull out some documentation,
look,
ladies and
man,
gentlemen.
I'll be bringing,
Hold
I
on, boy.
still read a book.
What you reading?
Python for Dummies.
Got the man choking on this on it. He over there working on Python and coughing up.
Learning Python, and I'm learning some other AI stuff. All that stuff, man. I think people, you got to continue to keep yourself educated, man. And keep yourself on point.
Man out here learning, boy. Look at him. Got him
Don't.
choking.
Yeah, don't be stagnant. Don't be stagnant, and I think don't be afraid to ask. I think
Yeah.
that's one of the most key things. Don't be afraid. I hate when and don't get me wrong. I understand the people that are struggling. Right, they barely living paycheck to paycheck, or some of them even homeless, and they're just trying to get by. College is so far away from their future. They just want to get day to day. But at some point, man, we got to figure out like I got to get my kids to college. I got to figure out a way. And there's tons of ways to do it if you just sit down and do the research. There's ways to do it. But we have the command of our kids to go to school, man. We do. I mean, I'll ask everybody out there, especially kids that they're younger in high school or anything like that, to ask like their college friends, their friends, their colleagues, what are they doing when they graduate?
Mm-hmm.
and not just your immediate friends, your circle. I'm talking about go outside your circle and ask some people, what are they doing? A lot of people that, I mean, a lot of people say, oh, I'm just going to try to get a job, take a gap year, whatever. But a lot of them are going to be like, I'm going to college. And if they don't look like you and they're going to college, then you got to start to measure them. The ones that look like me, are they going to college? Or is it just the ones that don't look like me that are going to college? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of start to calibrate and kind of measure what's going on, what's best for yourself, and go. And I promise you, man, for everybody out there, the college experience is a great experience to take advantage of and go. It's your transition from being a teen to becoming an adult. So I think it's a really great spot.
Let me bring it back to a sports thing right here, just with that statement right there, and folks, y'all chime in this conversation. We see you out here watching, and don't be afraid. Y'all know we open to discussion. If you think we're wrong, or you just want to agree to disagree, whatever the case may be, fine, chime in. Athletes that go straight from high school to the pros.
Yeah,
Your thoughts on that?
Obviously, there's anomalies when it comes to like the Kobe Bryants and the Kevin Garnetts come to mind, who went straight there and was very successful. A lot of people that tried to do that were unsuccessful. And matter of fact, they're not even successful in life. A lot of them, you know, they fall to various things: drugs, alcohol, livelihood. I think I forgot the brother's name. He's from New York. He was supposed to be the number one player in the nation. He's supposed to go to pros and got caught up in everything else but going to the pros. And another guy, Demetrius Hook, out of Oakland. I don't know people from California, whoever know who Hook is. There's a movie, a documentary about him. One of the best basketball players I've ever seen in my life. Was supposed to go pro, didn't make it, and then ended up dying. You know, he got himself clean, but he ended up dying after he was hooked on drugs. Straight to pro, from college to pro, is something very difficult, and only unique people can do. Is that an avenue you should go to? I don't think so. And the way things college is set up now, as soon as you go to college, and if you're in the Division I realm, you're pro because you get paid. And the end of the goal game is to get that degree to become a professional, maybe not player, but become a professional, period, in the workforce or whatever you decide to do. That degree will help you get set up to become a pro. So, yeah, I encourage all high school kids to go pro. I ain't say you're going to go pro with athletics, but you're going to go pro something when you finish that degree. That's the way I feel about that.
Man, that's good.
Those nominees, those other guys, go get your money, obviously. The Kobe Bryants of the world that can do that thing, please go get your money and figure it out. You're in a different setting because you're right off the bat making millions of dollars. You can budget yourself and figure that out in that journey. But the other 99.9% of y'all, you better go to college, get that degree so you can become a professional in something. Because if you drop out, you become a professional in nothing. Most likely, it's going to be hard for you to get yourself on your feet.
That's true. That's true. Shirley is over here asking, what about Ant Edwards, one of my favorite players? Because Ant don't care about nobody. He care about is hooping. But Ant, what about a figure like Ant Edwards,
how many
young
Ant Edwards
outstanding
of the world
players?
do we know? How many Ant Edwards do we know? How many
Minority
Kobe's
of the
do we ever
minority,
find?
then. Okay, a minority of the minority. Okay.
Yeah. Those guys are like, you can't find. Those are once in a lifetime generation players. LeBron James, once in a lifetime. Kobe, once in a lifetime. Kevin Garnett, once in a lifetime. The Revolution, power forward. Ant Edwards is going to be one of those once in a lifetime guys at Revolution. I say, good. We marvel at them. Let's look at how many guys, and we can Google it. How many guys from high school went straight to the pros and made it? I bet you're going to see a long list of people that didn't make it.
That's
And
true.
then try to look up them and say where they are now and see what happens and where they are now. A lot of them are successful in the business world or whatever that world, unless they probably went to school and got their college degree. So my thing, the equalizer that I've seen in my years on this earth is being educated.
Yeah.
That's the one. So we need to be better for them, for our kids. We need to push them further than they thought they could be pushed. We need to make sure they get themselves educated. We need to make sure they're doing everything they're doing everything they can do to become successful.
Okay. So that's what I was looking for, because I'm always trying to figure out, and I always harp on you. I only wonder, you think I'm crazy sometimes, but what's that call to action? What is it that we can do to? Because I miss mentoring, right? I don't have a physical office that I go to anymore, and I don't have programs at my company that actually have mentoring programs that are local. They're all pretty far away. So and I know that's an excuse. I could do it at the local church. I could do it at the local YMCA, whatever the case may be. But this is our
Nah,
forum. This is my forum. This is my soapbox.
I think what we could do or what should be done, honestly, like I have a scholarship fund that I give away.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and my best friend's name Tim Wadhome when he passed away. That was something I caused in his name, and I forced the issue every year that I help give some financial relief to some kids going to college. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's just one area, like one grant area. I think other grant areas for people that want to volunteer, they should look into donating money, but you got to find the right program that wants to do it. I joined with the Charles James Foundation because he already had something going, and I was like, "Can I establish a scholarship within your organization?" I think more people need to do things like that, and then start with your own. I'm not saying you got to branch out to the whole world. Start with your own and your immediate family, your immediate surroundings. That little kid, that your cousin's kid is about to graduate from high school. Offer him the scholarship. He's
Yeah.
in the family. Let's offer him and get him rolling first. And then after that, he hears about it. He's the first person on. Then the next person, I think you just got to start with your immediate circle and then branch your way on out from there. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the bottom line, push it. Push education. Keep pushing. You see young people keep pushing and letting them know. I hate when a kid, young man or young lady says, "Oh, I'm not going to go to school." Where are you going to be in 5 years? Most people can't look like past tomorrow. You ask about what they're gonna be in 5 years and what they're gonna figure out in 5 years. There's only what's available. Think about what's available right now for when you're coming to high school. What would be available to you 5 years from now if you didn't go to college?
Fast food, mall, right? Selling shoes at the mall. And again, not saying anything to the shouts out to the
No,
folks that are
no,
doing that
no.
because we go out there and we patronize them, but that's the limit, right?
Yeah,
That's the ceiling. I'm
yeah,
trying to break down all the doors and all the walls, especially for my kids as well. So, but that's
yeah,
really what it is. Just
yeah. You
food
really you have
service, fast
retail
food service, or working
or
in
military, right? Or military.
right.
You gonna go to the military,
Hmm.
which I don't want to get shot or get killed or anything. So I ain't trying to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you got to or you got to turn to that street life.
Hmm.
That those are your options because as you're 17, 18, cool, you graduate, what you gonna do? I'm gonna kick in and find a little job. Real life starts to happen at that point, right? You get a girlfriend, you have a boyfriend, you want to move out on your own, you want to get your own car if you don't have a car. Mom's telling you I'm gonna put you off my insurance, you gotta start paying for your own phone bill. Those things are
Hmm.
reality starts happening, and then you got to figure out a way to make that income, and your options are very, very limited when you're uneducated. And I hear all these kids, I want to go be a TikTok star, I want to do a podcast and all that stuff. Well, guess what? It takes years and years for you to be successful. And that code has already been broken. The lucky ones that made it, they got it in before everybody figured it out. Now that everybody figured it out, the companies figured out how to monetize from it and shape it. I remember in our day, everybody wanted to be a rapper, right? So
Yep.
now rap is capped. You know, you can't get into rap or not make no money on it because the music industry saturated it so much. So kids got to really understand, man. They got to figure out becoming educated gives you more options. And then on the side, do all those things you like to do. You
Yeah.
can do both at the same
Yeah.
time. I don't know where kids get this in their mind. They can't do things at the same time. Like you should be able to go to school and do your podcast and work all at the same time. If that's what you want to do.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
All
just
right.
keeping it
Okay.
real.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Masterclass, Team No Sleep Masterclass. Uh, leave the offerings at the door because we will collect those and we will distribute those accordingly. Well, let me see. I saw some comments coming in. Just want to make sure I got them all. Equip Institute, Florence is saying professional has a specific meaning. Teach that. And education is necessary to build a digital content enterprise.
Boom, right there.
Yeah, it is right there, man. Oh my God. That's it, man. That's it. I think we should just leave it there. Drop it
All
right there
right,
with
we can leave
them,
it there.
and because I got to come up with my new analogies, but that's my crack dealer right there. We gave him a little something,
Mm-hmm.
and then have him come back for some more. I got to come up with a new analogy. That's just terrible. So
I'm slinging knowledge. That's what we sling. We slinging
yo,
knowledge.
there,
You
dropping
know.
gems left and right. You're gonna be
Yeah,
cut up all
yeah,
over
yeah.
the internet in about 2 hours because that's
Hey
gonna be
man,
hot right there.
I'm gonna just be real.
Yeah,
We gotta sling that knowledge, man. We gotta sling that kind of education to our kids and in the vernacular so they can go ahead and grab onto it. There's nothing wrong with going to school. There's nothing wrong with taking a loan on yourself and investing in yourself to get it because you'll have the means to pay that back. Um, I tell kids all the time, don't be afraid to invest in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You invest all your time and all this stuff and all these other things that are meaningless. Take some time to invest some money in yourself. Bet on you in that situation.
I got you. I got you. So let me get this here, because here we got a debate question right here, right? So someone's asking. So Shirley's asking. So should professional sports not solicit in college candidates? Should there not be recruits, and should there not be scouts at the college level, right? So should
Well,
professional sports not solicit in college candidates?
no, you should. It should be solicited because that's your choice where you're going to go, or
Mm.
where you're going to attend, and where you're going to perform. That should be done. I don't mind soliciting, long as it's soliciting at that next level, right? You're taking yourself to that next level because at the end of the day, Billy Bob is a stud athlete. He has 10 colleges to go to. He can only go to one. He picks that one. Billy Bob needs to really focus on. If he's good enough to go to the pros and get paid, please do. If not, please have a plan to finish your education. Because if Billy Bob gets hurt at any time, any place in that scenario, he has to fall back on that education to keep surviving.
Yeah,
Most of us don't make $3 or $4 or $5 million in 4 or 5 years to invest it and reinvest it to do it. We make our normal salary, hopefully making six figures, and hopefully to survive at that point, year to year, that we can do it. So, but you can't get to that six figures unless you're educated.
my God,
There's not a
there it
lot of
is
people
right
that's
there.
not.
You can't get away from it, huh? You can't cheat this system. There's no cheat code. There's no cliff notes to it. You actually got to
There's
put the work
none,
in.
man. There's no quick way to get it, man. Now, they can say all they want and do all these things. There's no quick way to get it. And
Yeah,
if you get
and I
it, you
prefer
got to
that.
be able to spend it.
I personally prefer that, right? Because I want to respect the process. I want to respect the
Well,
process of
I
that.
don't know about that. I mean, if somebody gonna throw me $1
I
million
do.
off the rip, I'm
Well,
cool
see,
with
there you
that. But
go. See,
I'm
there you
cool with
go.
that. But what I'm saying though, that doesn't happen. That's not a normal thing that happens to
Yeah,
anybody.
you.
So for everybody, their day to day life, I've always seen the equalizers education. You know, and focusing on education and getting the help in education. You're struggling in high school, go get a tutor.
Mm-hmm.
I
Come
don't.
on now.
I don't know when school became uncool, man. That doesn't. I don't know when it became uncool to be smart. I don't know when it became uncool to not how to write a sentence and articulate yourself. I don't know when that became uncool. Because you can do the stuff they're doing, the braids, the pants sagging, and hanging out with your boys, and school at the same time. Just because you're in class, you ain't got to act dumb. You don't have to act dumb because you're in class. You don't have to be the jokester. You don't. You ain't
Man,
got to be the
I was
person. I'm
most
not doing
talkative
that.
too.
You can do everything in class that you want to do and be
Yeah,
perfect and do everything you want to do and still be good in class. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is funny. I'm not gonna mention nobody's name, and I'll just leave it at this, and we can go off. I know a buddy. I had a buddy of mine, a guy I went to school with in college, who was a major, major, major D boy. What I mean by D boy, he was a dope boy. So dope. Went to school. He was this. That's not ironic. He was in college. He was in college, and he made a shitload of money. Pardon my French. He worked with one of the biggest drug dealers over out of Oakland. He was one of those guys, and he was in college getting his degree, doing both at the same time. And then he eventually, I he got his degree. He invested his money into what he was his legitimate money because he got his degree in foundation, and it made himself. He had a successful career. He's had a successful lifestyle afterwards doing that. I don't condone selling drugs, but I'm saying you can do everything at the same time. And he wasn't a dummy. He was smart, very intelligent young man. So if he can do that, what makes you think you can't do your YouTube stuff and all that and still go to school and be smart? I'm just saying, man, you can multitask. Just multitask in the positive direction.
that's it. That's it. Stay on that straight and narrow. Fall off every now and then. Get down and fall down and have your support system pick you back up. That's what we tell our kids as well. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, stay
Dust
in them
yourself
books,
off,
folks.
man.
Yeah, stay in
Yeah,
them
stay in the
books.
books.
That
Stay.
is the armor and
Yeah.
the
If
shield and the everything that you
hey,
need.
if you want to do nails and you like doing hair, go to school, get your business degree, and open up your own salon.
My God, he over there.
You know
Tell
what I'm
it,
saying?
boy.
If you want to do YouTubes and do films, go to college and get your film school degree. So now you can
Yes,
make movies.
yes,
Like, why we keep shortchanging ourselves? For real. If you're into selling dope, Go to school, understand biology or study of plants botany. Open your own dispensary. That should be your goal. I'm gonna open a dispensary that's legal and I can make money off of that way. We need to be able to channel ourselves and the things we do to a grander scale and quit selling ourselves short.
So we're just talking about be a bivocational professional. She's got a summit happening right now talking specifically about that, being multi-functional in what it is that we do. Right. Again, she always talks about there's 1,440, what is it, minutes in a day? Someone help me out there. Oh, my God. I'm going to mess up the saying right here. There's 24 hours in a day. I'm going to put it that way. You got a lot of time to do what you got to do. You got a lot of time to do the things that need to happen. I'm waiting for it to come through with the comments
Hey,
so I
brother,
know
I be telling
exactly how
I
many
tell
minutes
people
that there are.
hey, sleep is overrated. Sleep is overrated, man. If you got things
Yeah,
to do, sleep is overrated. Hey, if you got
okay. I would
don't
say
you gonna
what.
put that on the shirt too?
No, because I have a statement that I always tell my wife, and she doesn't like it. I'll say I sleep when I'm dead, but I got to change
Yeah.
some of the analogies that I have.
Nah, I mean,
I'm
but I
with you.
think that the mindset is the same though, right? You got the mindset like if I got things that I really want to do and accomplish, unfortunately, something's gotta give, and if it's gotta be sleep, man, it's gotta be sleep, or it's gotta be rest, or it's gotta be these things. I gotta be determined to do all certain things to get them done. A good friend of mine was telling me, like, he goes, man, I don't even know when you sleep, man. You're always in your hands and all these other different things. I'm like, those are the goals I want to achieve and help people out, or those are goals I want to achieve to make sure my family set up the right way so they can be
Yeah,
successful.
that's why
So,
we do what we do. That's literally
yeah,
right there.
man.
Why we burn the candle at all ends. Right, just
Yeah,
wanting to be successful, wanting our family, and it's not a financial number. Again, we'll bring this plane in, but it's not that piece. It's just comfort. It's wanting to make sure that everyone has what they need to do what it is that they need or that they want to do, right? Just to
yeah,
see the example in mom and dad for the children that, we are out here, we working, we get up early, we go
yeah,
do what we got to do. Right. And we represent, we show
yeah.
up 15 minutes early because that's on time for us. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we are the smartest one. We one of the smartest ones in the room. If I'm the smartest one in the room, I'm in the wrong room, but I
Yeah,
want to be
yeah.
one of the smartest ones in the room.
Yeah,
Okay.
and lastly, I just want to give my kids options and
Yeah.
opportunities. That's it. Options and opportunities, man. They get that double O. We good. We good all day, every day. Now you can put that on the shirt.
Boy,
Options
we
and
we gonna have
opportunities.
some new. Hey, shouts out to the new merch. We about to have some bangers, boy. Hey, we say put the double O on them.
Yeah, the double O, man. Options and opportunities.
That's gonna be available tomorrow, y'all. Because
Yeah,
I'm gonna design that tonight. All right, last thing
yeah.
I want to ask you, and then we gonna wrap. Because I'm all about the women's sports, women's basketball. You worried about South Carolina? I'm looking at them. They done lost 3 games already this year.
Nah,
They,
at some point, when you win so much,
huh.
that winning the regular season, they'll lift it up when it gets to that postseason, that sweep.
Okay,
When they
so
get in that
Don Staley gonna
64.
do what she need to do. Okay.
Yeah, I think Mike, because I've always heard like people that like dynasties, the players get bored, right? They can start to get bored with regular season because it takes so long to get to where they got to get to the prize. I think she's such a good coach, and she's going to get them into such a situation where once that tournament starts, it's all good.
All
And as
right.
long as she's probably ranked in the top 10, she's going to be fine. But I mean, it's going to be hard. I'm not going to tell you that, but I think the regular season is at a point getting boring. I mean, she's won the SEC for the last 6 or 7 years in a row. I mean, yeah, bro. She's probably tired of coaching the same way and doing the same thing and beating these people.
Hey, not with what
So,
you getting paid.
yeah,
Listen,
yeah. Well, yeah. Now she getting paid. Yeah, yeah.
Don
Ain't
Staley
no
getting that
boredom.
Louis money.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, she getting that Louis money.
She getting grown folks money. She getting retiree money.
Yeah, she got
She
that
on point.
generational wealth. She gonna
Yeah,
be all right.
she gonna be fine, man. And South Carolina's gonna be fine. I think I can't wait to see the UCLA, the UConns, USC, all of them in there. The Iowas. When they get in the tournament, it's gonna be something special. The number one, and number two, and number three seeds are gonna be some special teams. I
All right,
believe.
all right. I just want to throw that in you so we can wrap on a sports story. I had
Absolutely.
a video that I wanted to show, but maybe we'll save it for next time because it's a funny sports reference. Uh, we'll bring it up next time because since we went a little bit long on this
And,
conversation.
and please bring up Floyd Mayweather's comments next time. We gotta talk about him next week.
I don't want
What
to
he
talk.
said.
Oh man, Floyd
Yeah.
crazy.
Floyd on
See,
something else now.
I'm gonna need to be drinking something that's a little bit stronger. I still got our scotch. Hold on. I do. I still got our. Okay. Next week we'll talk about Floyd and his.
Yeah,
Floyd's
his
stupid,
comments.
man. Floyd's
Yeah.
him and Harrison
Shout out to
Bucker.
Sly. Shout out to Sly all day, every day.
Yeah,
Big up to
yeah.
everybody, man.
Look at that.
Big up to Sly.
See the screen right there. You were getting comments about the MLK award back there when you was
Yeah.
preaching. So you know the man's got his MLK right behind him while Montel was
I got my
preaching.
award.
Mister.
Yeah, I got it from I got it from a university for helping them out and doing their things. And like I said, I just man, I just try my best and my hardest, man, to help these young cats get an opportunity and a chance. But sometimes they fizzle out, sometimes they make it. But I never remember the ones that make it. I always remember the ones that fizzle out
Mm-hmm.
because I wish I could have did something more to help them when they had the opportunity at their hands. I don't know. My son says I need somebody to serve me at McDonald's too, so Dad don't worry about it too much. And I don't like when he says that comment. I want us all to be successful, man. I want us all to climb the ladder. I want us all to have the opportunities, but we just gotta keep grinding. I'm gonna do my part to keep grinding. I'm on mine.
That's it. That's it. Get coach who? Shirley, which coach? We didn't have a gang of coaches on, especially on Montel's went straight from the horse's mouth. You got to catch
Yeah.
those series as well. Go ahead and take us out, brother. Go ahead and take us home.
Oh yeah, man. Like I said, man, please everybody check in on family members. Checking in on your loved ones, man. You never know, especially the elderly ones, man. Make sure you just give them a shout and give them a high. Take 2 seconds out of your day to talk to them. Like I said, always and forever, man. Please get comfortable, have uncomfortable conversations, because that's how we learn.
Bringing the heat, team no sleep, with champions meet. We're on the mic, taking over the game. No time for rest, no screaming for fame. Talking sports, breaking it down from the court to the field. All around town, we stay up all night, grinding on the mic, bringing news, real stories on the fly. Montel's got the stats, James got the flow. Together we're two and ready to blow. From NBA